You're in frame.
Okay, we'll get out of it.
First job on the list today was trimming the last of the long branches off of the mulberry tree. Anthony insisted on keeping me company while I gardened this afternoon, so naturally I decided I would be putting him to work. I started out trying to use my secateurs, but I'd left it a tad too long and the branches were officially past hand tool territory, so we had to get the big guns out. I always find these things a little bit difficult to use because the rubber thingy's gone, so I bash my hands together, and if I don't do it quick enough, it doesn't cut through the whole branch. Have a turn, please.
Okay. Since you're offering.
I know, offer is like, After some completely unnecessary sass about whether or not someone may or may not have left the pruners out in the sun.
Did you leave it out in the sun?
They've been outside, inside.
Have they?
Yes,
They used to be yellow.
That's why I just
bright yellow. That's faded.
That's why I just got them
It
from
doesn't fade
inside.
from being inside.
Yeah, can you shove it all off at that pipe? Just leave it here. For the record, they have lived inside ever since, and that incident was years ago. I cut the branches down into smaller pieces to lay back on the garden as mulch. Meanwhile, my partner decided to go rogue. No, not them. Oh. That's the really long one.
Yeah, that was long.
Only the long one.
Right.
Oh, turn around for 2 seconds. I let him finish cutting and I told him to stop as soon as I physically could and accepted that sometimes you've just got to take the help that you're offered. Okay, that's enough.
You said cut all the long ones.
Yeah,
That's what
there's
I've done.
only, there's one long one left and that's it.
That's right, I've done exactly what you said.
Oh my god.
Done what it said on the tin.
What?
Cut it at highways. He gave himself a full performance review. 10 out of 10, no notes. Then he points at that one over there, the massive weed that's basically turned itself into a tree, and says, "Done a good job, now I want to cut that one down." I told him, "Go on then, off you go." And immediately he says, "Nah, we'll do it together." Which is how I learned that helping apparently is a team sport, only once the hardest part is over. After that, I asked Anthony to move the camera so you can actually see me cutting the branches back onto the garden. There. Right, how do I do it?
Make sure it can see you.
How do you do it down? There you go.
Thank you. And this somehow turned into more feedback. Apparently, there hasn't been enough screen time for the pets.
You can't see the cat, so, or the dog.
Yeah, we can look at the cats and dogs when I'm finished. Don't worry, the animals will absolutely make an appearance later. They're on the schedule. I'm just trying to finish a job first. Eventually, the branches were chopped, the garden was mulched, and the to-do list is still technically intact, despite several attempted detours. See, there's one of the pets. That's Dave, our little dachshund. He loves hunting for lizards while we're out in the garden. While I worked on the next section, Anthony conducted an emergency inspection of his shirt. For this section, I'm just trimming up the alyssum into a nice sort of rounded bush, nice and contained. Don't worry, it'll grow back. And weeding all the weeds in the front there around the pineapple bush.
How many today?
Yeah.
I didn't want the shirt fucking second time.
Yeah.
Fucking, the little stitches fucking flaring up.
Oh. Yeah.
Like,
That's weird. Anyway, back to the gardening. We're nearly done here, and after I do this, I'm just going to even out that bark mulch a bit in the front there. It keeps washing away every time it rains, and it's all built up on the left-hand side of the slab. Around the other side here too is where we need to remulch because again, if it rains, everything just gets washed down into the left-hand side. We might even put that rock there a bit later to stop it washing away. And I just chucked a little bit of the bark back into the garden. Right, now I'm just going to get my little kneeling pad out. This is just one of those foam things that you can get from Bunnings. And I'm scraping off the top layer of the bark just to get all the bits of grass and stuff off. And I'm putting in my bucket to put on the garden later. If we need some more mulch, then we will. But I noticed that everything had washed down this way. So we're actually going to move the mulch back up to the right-hand side. And look, there was more pets. That was Latte and Dave. This next job's pretty long overdue. I tried to garden in pots a little while ago, but honestly, it's kind of too hot here. So here's some dead lavender that I'm taking out, as well as some weeds. And what we're going to be left with is a pineapple plant. It's about a year old, and so is the other one that we just saw. So hopefully we'll get some pineapples this year. We've gotten one pineapple from the other plant that you saw, and it was delicious. I just hate having to wait 2 years for them. And we'll just pop the rock here for now. Here is all our hard work, and thank you for spending time in the garden with me today, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with a few less sound effects.